So these Hungarians are now making a very risky experiment. And is that good for us? Is that good for us? I mean the international community or Europe. And then my answer would be that, well, if they fail, and there is a high chance that they will fail, because they are doing something which is absolutely different from the mainstream, so they are doing something very, very risky. So there is a high probability of failure. So if they fail, that's good for the community, because all the others will learn from that. Policy making in Europe will be much easier after that failure. And there is another scenario, the probability is lower that they will succeed, that this unorthodox education policy will be successful. Then the community is winning again, because they took the risk. And now we can learn from them. So if you look from the international community's perspective, I think that that's the way you can answer the question. If you think from the perspective of the Hungarian citizen, then it depends whether you are a risk-taking character. If you have a risk-taking character, then I can imagine that you would put your money on that. But if you are not, if you are cautious, you would never.
Absolutely. It's a shock, but it's not a surprise. Because when we had the election, beforehand there was a so-called Szél-Kálmán plan. And in that program, the now ruling party announced that there will be a smaller higher education and they will withdraw some money from higher education, but nobody believed that really. Or if they believed, then they saw that it will be a long-lasting process. And what is the real shock is that everything happened so quickly. So in a year or in 2 years, everything changed, and withdrawal of money, withdrawal of students, the regulation, the rules, everything changed. So that's really a shock now. And of course the institutions and the people try to adjust. But I do not think that it's easy to do that, because we do not see the logic behind those regulations and the measures. If you have the logic, then you can catch it and you can follow what maybe the government would expect from you. And this is why we see that most of these measures look at least ad hoc and improvised. The institutions are very uncertain what to do, how to react. So I suppose that the next 1-2 years will have some surviving strategy at every institution, and without any coalition, unfortunately. What I see now, that all the institutions would like to save their own people, their own departments, etc. But I am hoping that in a few years, so that's really a hope, not only the government, but the people will understand what are the real consequences, what are the consequences for the family, for the students, for the quality, and they will require, they will ask for changes, and maybe that would be only to go again together with other partner countries and to do what the others in Europe do, and that would be a bit better, I suppose, for us.